Great Britain and South Africa on the outside. That Jamaican squad, well, they can be very strong, but no Elaine Thompson for them, who was second in the 100 yesterday. That's the lead-off runner. Rikanet Steenkamp for them. She will hand over to Mamatu. And then Tamsin Thomas and Karina Horn, the bronze medalist in the 100 yesterday, will be their anchor athlete. Great Britain are led off by Asha Phillips, very experienced. She will go well, surely, round the first bend. Imani Lansiquot. Then Bianca Williams, fourth in the 100 on the second bend. And Shannon Hilton on the anchor leg. Estelle Rafai will lead the French out. They go in sixth. Akakpo, Gallet and Brossier, their quartet. Germany, usually very well drilled. Quaid on the opening leg for them. Then Burkhardt, Vesely and Montag. The Jamaicans, well, Fraser-Pryce, Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce will surely give them a fabulous lead here. She is a world champion, Olympic champion. Shericka Jackson on the second leg, Smith and Hickling their third and fourth leg runners. Then for the USA, Mikia Briscoe on the first leg will hand over to Aliyah Brown, Zira Bryant and Ashley Henson, the winner of the 100 for them on the anchor. That is somebody to rely upon. Kamila Chiba on the opening leg for Poland, for Kashovic, Kielbasinska and Swoboda, the fifth placer in the 100 on their final leg, the anchor leg. And China go on the inside. Liang, Bai, Gay and Yuan, their quartet. Again, the Chinese tend to punch above their weight with well-drilled squads in the relays. Be interesting to see how well they cope with that tight inside lane. But the Americans, with Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce and Shericka Jackson on legs 1 and 2, could be several meters ahead at halfway. So much of it depends, of course, though, on baton speed, getting those changeovers right. Make sure they're safe, but make sure the baton speed is maintained as high as possible through each changeover. You don't want it to slow down as with faltering switches from one athlete to the other of that little metal tube. China, Poland, USA in 3, Jamaica in 4, Germany, France, Great Britain in 7, South Africa in 8. Well, watch Fraser-Pryce in lane 4 for Jamaica. Is she going to make up ground on the American, on the German outsider, Quaid? Yes, she has, I think. And the American is injured. The American is down. Goodness me. Mikia Briscoe. But they are in the lead at the moment, going strongly around the outside. But the stagger run winds now, with Germany chasing hard. The Jamaicans are coming in lane 4 there, in that yellow strip. Are they going to get into the Brits? A dreadful changeover from the Jamaicans there. China looking good on the inside, but Great Britain leading this one home. It's going to be a win for Great Britain. Shannon Hilton takes it with maximum points. The Jamaicans nearly getting there, about a metre down their last leg runner there, Tisana Hickling. But maximum points for Great Britain from lane 7. They will be totally unaware, I'm sure, of the demise of the Americans. Goodness me, how unfortunate for Mikia Briscoe. Clearly something wrong on that first leg. Could have been cramp, could have been a more serious injury, we don't know. But they never completed the race. But Great Britain, a bit of a shock, that one. Maximum points for the home squad, and the crowd absolutely loving that one, roaring them home as they just managed to stay ahead of Jamaica. Goodness me, it was eventually pretty close. 42.52 by Great Britain to 42.60 by Jamaica, with China battling for third.
Well, we never like seeing shots like that when an athlete's down. She tried so hard to continue the race and get the baton onto a teammate. But it was a wonderful race for the British team. Looking at the point situation, that's done a lot for the British team, that has, and Shannon Hilton managed to hold off the fast finishing Jamaicans. Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce, the new mummy, back in track and field this year, set off Jamaica well. United States of America had the injury which scuppered their relay, but the British team, Asha Phillips, Bianca Williams, Imani Lansiquot and Shannon Hilton, picking up good points in the final female track event of the evening.
It is indeed, as you say, Catherine, quite rightly, yes, the last track action, and somewhat fittingly, to give us a little bit of Britishness for a moment. The British quartet winning in front of the home crowd, setting them in the field. But here is that changeover. The Jamaicans getting all so wrong there. Receiving it slowly and then changing hands. Isn't that one of the golden rules, Tony? You don't change hands in a relay with that baton. You receive it in one hand, you keep it in that hand.
You're quite right, Tim. You're quite right, Tim. You're learning a lot about relays. I'm well impressed by that.
But there are a few fundamentals, I think.
No, you're right. It's not ideal. It's not ideal. But you want the hand. You want it in your hand where it's comfortable. That's
Catherine, you know this stuff.
Well, Usain Bolt always did it. It's, as Tony said, it goes into the comfortable hand on the last leg. You take a risk, of course, because you might drop it. But hey, listen.
I tell you what, if you're Usain Bolt and you're running 8 point for a rolling 100 meters, you can change hand to
the thing. I mean, you've got time to do a cup of tea.
The American suffering an injury in that women's 4x100 meter relay. But as Tim said, the trophy is going to the United States of America. But good points for Britain there. 42.52 seconds. They're going to rival for second place here, because look at Poland, 7th in 43.82.
Jamaica, fabulous there on that.
Australia started quickly. Let's look for the first handover. All pretty good, looks safe. A very good handover for Great Britain, moving past Jamaica. So now we got Bianca Williams taking over from Nancy Cohn. Bianca Williams has got the baton and China giving chase here, but it's Great Britain performing superbly well. Jamaica trying to come back into it. Daryl Neater's going to have Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce chasing her. China not too far away. But can Britain hold on? Look at Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce like a steam train, express train, gets it on the line. 42.29. Well, the time will be irrelevant for the Jamaican select. She looks as though she's just been for a stroll in the park. But, my goodness me, that was incredible from Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce. A good performance from Great Britain, to be fair, 42.30. Colin, I mean, we've seen things in the relays, you know, Bolt and all the rest of it, but what a final leg that was there. A bit of a smile from her, because sprinters like her don't, you know, chasing down like that isn't, you know, you don't get a chance to do that too often, do you?
No, you know, she would have loved the fact that she actually did enough to nip it, but I think she'd be a little bit furious with her other teammates, really, because their changes were disastrous down there, and that's what put her in that position where she ended up having to chase the performance. Watch this one there, then right in the middle, looking at her to Elaine Thompson all over the place. And Elaine gets to the baton, gets herself very stable then, and starts then to charge down Ermani. Again, look how messy this change ends up being. Hands are all over the place, they just get the baton in the hand, and of course they put themselves under a lot of pressure. But here I was watching this changeover very carefully with the British quartet there, because that was right on the edge. And so, edge is good enough. She gets the baton, of course, and waiting for Shelly-Ann to come steaming down, because you know what her capabilities are. And Nita would be hopefully glancing at the screen and thinking, no, I'm going to hang on. But look, Shelly-Ann just outlined a brilliant performance. Excited for the crowd, Steve.
I think technically it's impossible to have, one athlete on a certain level of slow motion and another one on another, because it doesn't look like Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce that it's going at the same speed, just eating up the ground.
Le public, alors qu'on se souvient bien sûr de Paris 2003, où les Françaises nous avaient arraché la médaille d'or. Et là, ce sont les Russes qui sont dans la position de Paris 2003, avec Belkina Roussakova, Savlinis et Bolsoun au couloir numéro 2. Allez, Céline Distel au couloir numéro 4 qui est moyennement partie. Et derrière la Britannique Asher Smith est revenue en partie sur elle. Ayodele Ikwezan dans la ligne opposée alors que les Américaines sont bien avec Anderson. Et les Jamaïcaines également. Myriam Soumaré, c'est un peu... ouais, c'est un peu compliqué le passage, les Françaises sont loin. La Jamaïque est devant avec Calvaire. Et Shelly-Ann Fraser, ça va faire 3 médailles d'or à l'arrivée pour la Jamaïque sans problème. Et la médaille d'argent pour la Grande-Bretagne. Stella, elle revient. Allez Stella. Et la médaille d'argent. Médaille d'argent pour l'équipe de France. Qu'est-ce qu'elle a fait Stella Kakpo? Qu'est-ce qu'elle a fait?
Junior seulement. Ah ouais, junior. Meilleur junior au monde.
Attends, parce
quel relais.
Et il faudra qu'on revienne sur le virage de Myriam Soumaré. Ça a dû être stratosphérique parce que Myriam était loin, Stéphane.
Ouais, surtout, elle est partie arrêtée presque. Il y a eu un très mauvais passage. Le deuxième passage là, celui-ci n'est pas très bon.
Oh, Myriam, elle a tout donné là et le passage est parfait, Stella.
The women's 4x100m relay at the World Cup in London became one of the most dramatic and emotionally charged races of the entire season, showcasing both the brilliance and fragility of relay running. Before the start, the United States appeared to be the undeniable favorite, already having secured the overall title, while Jamaica, Great Britain, and China were expected to fight for every meter. With Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce leading the Jamaican squad and Great Britain fielding a well-balanced, confident lineup, anticipation in the stadium was enormous. From the moment the gun fired, the race exploded with intensity. Great Britain opened spectacularly, surging into an early lead thanks to a polished first leg and a flawless pass to Bianca Williams. China, showing impressive precision, stayed firmly in the battle, refusing to yield ground. Jamaica, despite its star-studded roster featuring Fraser-Pryce, Shericka Jackson, Smith, and Tisana Hickling, faced a slight stumble in their first exchange. It wasn't catastrophic, but the hesitation cost them valuable momentum. Then came the shock that stunned the entire stadium. On the very first bend, the US ace leadoff runner Makia Briscoe suddenly pulled up with an injury and collapsed to the track, ending the Americans' hopes instantly. The favorites were out before the race truly began, turning the competition into an open fight among the remaining contenders. With the Americans eliminated, the relay transformed into a tense battle of execution. Great Britain continued to shine through seamless baton work, maintaining their rhythm under pressure. Jamaica fought fiercely to regain ground, their raw speed undeniable but their exchanges not as fluid as they needed to be. China stayed impressively consistent, capitalizing on every clean pass to remain in striking distance. In the final meters, the drama embodied everything that makes the 4x100 meters so captivating: speed, strategy, and the unforgiving demand for perfection. Jamaica's power, Great Britain's chemistry, and China's discipline created a breathtaking showdown that kept the crowd on edge until the very end.